WWE launched the NIL program, the next in line program for college athletes.
Interesting.
They've announced their recruits. There is no guy under 225 pounds.
These are giants.
These are giants. And this is not a defense for the direction they are headed. Okay?
Right.
But let me just say this. This is what WWE has done.
Yeah.
The WWE that we have seen in the last, 10 years was an experiment for them more than anything else. Now they have all the resources in place to get back to how they hire people. Bouncers, bodyguards, football players.
Classic.
Gigantic dudes.
Big
more
men.
than any. I'm not saying they're hiring bouncers and bodyguards, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to the Cheetah Club. They're not going to Sapphire, New York and hiring the front door guy.
But that's the way it used to work, right?
That's how it worked, yeah, because the boys would go to the clubs. They would see some big jacked up bouncer.
Or
and be
the
like,
gym.
Hey, are you, or a gym, and they would be like, hey, are you an athlete? What do you do? And of course, everybody played football in college.
Right.
If you're that big, you played something.
Yeah.
And they're like, I play football. Like, hey, do you want everything about being a wrestler? And there you go. That's how you get in.
Automatically resilient.
Yeah. These guys are humongous. So some of these guys, the women aspect of this NIL class, they're athletes.
Yes.
Like, they're not gigantic. You know what I mean? They are star college athletes, collegiate athletes. These guys, though, are giants. There's a 7-foot guy from Portland State.
Jeez.
I can't remember his name, but these guys are all 6 foot something.
John Cran of Riverside, California, 7 foot, 400 pound.
Wow.
From Portland State University.
That's him. Yeah, he's a big dude.
These people are like 6'6".
The smallest is AJ Ferrari. That's the smallest guy, and I think he's like 225.
Jeez.
And that guy is gonna be a star. I believe he's the rival of what's his name that they signed. My brain just stopped. Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a rival of his.
Dude, like all these people are gigantic, and you know what? Like again, I agree with you. Not in defense of WWE.
Yeah.
But I always feel like there's the hope when these guys come around that you get a Lex Luger, right?
Yeah.
Or you get like in the modern parlance, you get a Baron Corbin.
I'm sorry. AJ Ferrari's 200 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You either get a Lex Luger, right? If you play your cards right,
yeah, or
a Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, when they signed him, was a big boy.
Was a really big guy.
Real big boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mason Paris is his rival. My apologies.
Mason Paris, okay.
Yeah, Mason Paris. I mixed the lines on this. Mason Paris, by the way, 6'2", 275, University of Michigan.
These people already have the cardio. They have the stamina. They probably have the wherewithal, the impact training if you're playing football.
Yeah.
You know? Do you think if you're coming
1987 again, boys?
If you're coming from football, do you think it's easier to transition into pro wrestling, like taking bumps?
So I spoke to someone that is very involved with the how recruitment works for them, and they said that here's how they look at it. These guys are very disciplined.
Right.
You know, if you are an athlete, a college athlete on this level, that means that from the time of birth, pretty much, you have been training. Like I know. Mike, one of my good friends, his son is a wrestler, like Greco-Roman, Olympic style wrestler. Yeah. He's state level in New Jersey. Wow. The kid is 6. Okay. The kid is 6. He started when he was 4 years old, and he is a savant in wrestling. Yeah. Like you watch. I'll show you the videos. He sent me the videos last night.
Suplexing everybody.
It is. I'm telling you. And look, I got goosebumps. Right. Like when I'm passionate, it is amazing to me to see a kid have this naturally. And these guys, when you are at that level of athlete, that's when you start. This is how you start out. You're super young, and it's automatic, but the discipline with training that comes along is exactly what WWE wants. Yeah. WWE doesn't want an indie guy with bad habits. And that's what we've heard for years. Remember, even 2005 when CM Punk was coming up. Right? When it was all about CM Punk and the indies were booming, WWE's stance was, We really don't want these guys because of the bad habits. It takes us longer to break the bad habits than it is to train them.
Or Rollins. Rollins is a good example too.
Rollins is another great guy, right?
You know,
and that was the same stigma that they talked about. And by the way, both are fantastic. They're unbelievable. Like, we don't see it, but they apparently have a vision.
I do find it fascinating. I think when you get people like this, they're very coachable. They're used to being coached. They're very teachable.
Very teachable.
As opposed to like your indie vet who's like, I don't want to do it that way. This is how I take a bump, you know? And these guys are going to be running these drills like left and right, you know?
Yeah.
So who knows from this class is who's going to make it to the end, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows is who's going to find a passion for it and be signed or let go and picked up by somebody else.
Thanks for checking out this clip. For more, be sure to like and subscribe. In addition to this channel, the Mat Men Podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, and it's also available on F4WOnline.com as part of the Wrestling Observer Network.